Welcome to the 3.4 homework video lesson. Please pause the video to read over this paragraph, and when you've done so, press play. Okay, so just to recap, interest is additional money that banks add to your account for letting them use your money, and principal is the initial or the original amount of money that you put into your account. Simple interest then is just a fixed percent of the principal. Here's the formula for finding simple interest. In order to find how much interest you've earned, you need to multiply together two different things: the principal or the original amount you put into your bank account, the interest rate at which you're earning the interest, and then how much time you left your money sitting there for. Okay, so this is going to be something we're really going to want to try and remember. I equals PRT. Here's an example of how to use the simple interest formula. For example, Kim deposits $300 into her savings account, which would be the principal, again, the original amount that you deposit, at a simple interest rate of 5% per year. The rate is a percent, and you need to make sure that you always change a percent into a decimal. So they use 0.05. You can use the formula to calculate the interest she will have earned at the end of 3 years. So again, they multiplied it by 3. I equals PRT. Okay, interest equals the principal or the original amount times the rate that they're earning the interest times the amount of time that it was left in the account. All you have to do is multiply the 3 together. So 300 times 0.05 times 3 ends up giving you an answer of $45. Kim will have earned $45 in interest after 3 years. So she puts $300 into her bank account, lets it sit there for 3 years, and the bank will give her $45 for letting them use her money. Now we're going to try using the formula to find out the amount of interest earned. All we have to do is plug in the numbers for the variables. If we're looking for the amount of interest, that's going to stay as an I. P again is the principal or the initial amount, which is $425. Going to multiply that by the R, or the rate. Again, that's a percent, so we need to change it to a decimal. 7% as a decimal is 0.07. And then we multiply by the time. In this case, the time is 5 years. When you multiply all 3 of those together, you should get $148.75. Okay, I'm going to let you go through and try the next 3 problems. And when you're done, press play to check your answers. Here are the answers to the 3 problems that you just tried on your own. If you did not get the correct answers, you need to pause the video and rework through using this formula, I equals PRT, to try and get the correct answers. I'm going to move on and show you how to do one that doesn't start out looking for I, and then I'm going to let you do the next 2 on your own. Okay, in this case, we're looking for the principal amount, or how much it was originally in the bank account to start out with, so we need to plug in different variables. Here is our interest earned, which would be the $30. P is going to just stay P because that's what we're looking for. 4% is 0.04 as a decimal. And then we have the time of 3 years. We can multiply these 2 together. 0.04 times 3 gives us 0.12. So we have 30 equals P times 0.12. Then we're still looking to get P all by itself. We have to think about what's happening to our variable P. P is being multiplied by 0.12. In order to get rid of it or cancel it out, we need to divide by 0.12. Anything divided by itself is just going to give you 1. If we do that to the right-hand side, we also have to do it to the left-hand side. So P equals $250. Okay, go ahead and try these next two problems. You're going to need to make sure you're plugging in the right values for the right variables, and then use your one-step equations to solve. When you're done, go ahead and press play. Here are your answers for the last two problems in this table. The second to last one was 4 years, and then the last one was at an interest rate of 6%. Number 2 says, when you borrow money from a bank, the amount you borrow is the principal, and you pay the interest on that money to the bank. Complete the table shown. So this is an example as if you're borrowing money from the bank. They're going to charge you to borrow that money. Okay? We're still going to use I equals P R T. Now we just need to be careful again which values we're plugging in for which variables. So again, to start off the table, we're looking for the amount of interest, so that can stay as an I. We have $5,000 that we borrowed as our principal, times our interest rate of 0.06, and then we have to multiply by 10 for the amount of years. When you multiply all of those together, you should get $3,000 you would owe the bank on top of the money that you already borrowed from them. So you have to pay them back the $5,000 you borrowed, plus an additional $3,000 just for letting them borrow the money to you. Go ahead and try the next three on your own. Be careful with this last one. You're going to have to look for the principal. And when you're ready, press play. Here are the answers to the last three problems you had to try. $45, $315, and then $18,000. You need to read the problems or the directions for problem number 2. After you're done reading them, you can go ahead and press play to continue. Problem 1 says, All That Glitters Jewelry Store marks up its prices so it can maximize its profits. What is the percent increase for each of these items? Use the formula shown to complete the table. So again, this formula is going to be very, very important for us to remember. Here is the item that we're purchasing, the ring, the original cost that the jewelry store had to pay for it, and then the price that they mark it up to so that they can make a profit. We need to find the difference. Difference means subtract, so we're going to take 90 minus 60 to get $30. In order to find the percent increase, we need to look back up at our formula. We take the amount of increase, which again was $30, and we divide it by the original amount. The original amount, again, is what the store had paid for it in the first place, which would be 60. 30 divided by 60 gives us 0.5 or 50% because we're looking for a percentage. I'm going to let you go ahead and try the next three on your own, and when you're ready, press play. Here are the answers to the percent increase table. Please make sure that you got the correct answers, and when you're ready, you can press play because we're moving on to percent decrease. All right, here is a little bit of information on percent decrease. Please read this over and then press play. Cars depreciate at different rates, depending on the demand for the type of car and the condition on which the car is kept. Use the formula to show how to complete the table. So percent decrease has a very similar formula to percent increase. You're going to take the amount of change over the original amount. Again, difference here, so we're going to subtract the 2. 20,000 minus 15,000 gives us 5,000. Then we need to take the amount of decrease, which again is 5,000, and divide it by the original amount, 20,000. And we should get 0.25. But same thing as with percent increase, we want a percentage, so we need to move our decimal twice, and we should get 25%. Go ahead and try the next three, and when you're done, press play. Okay, here are the rest of your answers for the percentage of decrease table. Again, if you need to go through and fix anything, please do so before you move on. If you're ready to move on, you can answer questions 3 through 6. Okay, so you're done with me for now. All you have to do is answer questions 3 through 6, and once you're done with number 6, you can stop. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.